cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, nah, unlikely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into...
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day and a scheduled release day at that. My name is Daniel. This is State of the Steelers, and this is the scheduled release. And so this is going to be my reaction and how we, talk about the release of the schedule. We're going to go break it down game by game, week by week. So with that being said, we're going to start off with the regular season, another road game opener. If you caught yesterday's show, then you guys are probably aware that I thought, and according to the leaks, that that we're going to be playing the Cleveland Browns at Cleveland. Well, they got me. So apparently we're going to be playing the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati, week 1, playing the AFC defending AFC champions. It's gonna be a good chance. It's a good match. I'm looking forward to it because last year when we played them, TJ Watt wasn't there. He wasn't available the entire time. He in the first game, he and Alex Highsmith were both gone due to injury. During the second game, I believe it was the week before that TJ Watt had missed due to a groin injury that had been nagging him the entire year. And so playing him early on in the season leads me to believe that we're probably going to be a lot healthier than we were last year. So, TJ Watt's not going to be doing a lock-in, so to speak, like he was doing last year. He's going to be actually participating and hopefully stay healthy this year. And so it'll be a great game. I'm looking very much forward to it. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but my father-in-law is a huge Cincinnati Bengals fan. So this will be there'll be a lot of smack talking leading up to this game. Look forward to it. Looking forward to it. So then our next game is going to be week 2. It's going to be September 18th at 1 p.m. against the New England Patriots. It's going to be our season home opener. Again, we get to see a team early. And, we haven't seen the Patriots since, Tom Brady was there. So this will be kind of interesting. It'll be fun. It'll be good to watch. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to our defense pressuring and showing Mac Jones a bunch of different looks and potentially kind of rattling his cage, so to speak, and getting in his head. And so, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm the biggest diehard Steeler fan, homer there is. So I'm going to say we're going to go 17-0 this year. And so, making sure, as long as we're all healthy and whatnot, but as long as we stay healthy and everything, goes accordingly, I feel we're going to go undefeated. But I say that every year. So it's no shocker, no surprise, whether it's this year, next year, or any other year. I'm never going to say we're going to lose. And so the following week, we're going to be, or we're going to take a short trip after that for week 3. It's going to be our one and only Thursday night game. It's going to be at Cleveland Browns. And so this is where I got tricked by those darn leakers. And so we're going to be going to Cleveland. Typically and usually, Thursday away games have been our kryptonite. Last year when we played the Minnesota Vikings, their running back Cook just kind of killed us. I mean, he destroyed us, and you could tell that our offense and Ben and especially was very tired and wasn't used to, or wasn't able to go back to back. Usually Ben didn't even practice until Thursday, and so for him to go into a game after a Sunday night game, a Sunday game, it was pretty intense. And so this one, I don't think that the Patriots are going to play us as physical as perhaps the Ravens would or a divisional opponent. And so going into this Thursday game, we have a younger team. I don't think we're going to be as hindered as we were last year. We're not going to be as handicapped, so to speak. And so I don't think that and also it's not that far of a trip. And so because of those things, I don't think it's going to hinder us as it has in the past. I think we have a good opportunity to go in there and really beat the brakes off the Browns and put them in their place. For the last, I don't know how many years they've been pretending to be Super Bowl contenders, and all they've been is pretenders. And so I think they've only made the playoffs one time under Baker. And yeah, they beat us in the playoffs or whatever, but at the end of the day, it wasn't really the Browns that beat us. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, um, with that being said, look for us to jump out early and really show some, gain some respect, because if at the end of the day, this top three teams, you have the Bengals and the Patriots who made the playoff push last year. You have Pro Bowl quarterbacks from last year. These guys are going to be our predicted contenders for the AFC. And so, if we can get out there, you know, get started early, our next game, which is the game that we'll be raffling off or giving away, guys. So please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Rules and everything are going to be coming out. We'll be sending out that we're going to be giving away 2 tickets for the New York Jets game. But if we can get into this, first month and really come out strong, we can set, precedents to the other to the rest of the teams in the NFL and say, hey, you know what, we're here. And so I think we got a good chance at that. I think that, like I said, Bengals, they haven't played, or Joe Burrow hasn't seen a healthy defensive line from the Steelers in over a year. And so he didn't see it last year. And so playing them early, I think, is going to do us better. And so we go Thursday night. We get a little mini bye before we play the Jets at home. Again, please like and subscribe, hit the notification button. We will be giving away 2 tickets to this game. It's going to be in the lower. I'm a season ticket holder, guys. And so if anybody is interested in purchasing any of these other tickets, for right now, I am selling the New England Patriots, the Raiders, and probably the Bengals home games. So if you guys are interested in those games or interested in going to those games, I'm in section 122, row N, and we're pretty close to the we're 2 seats away from the aisle. So I have 2 seats available. Let me know. Email me at stateofthesteelers@gmail.com. Again, that's stateofthesteelers@gmail.com. You'll see it in the little bottom thing here, rolling by. And so that's our email. If you're interested in purchasing 2 tickets, I'd prefer to sell them to somebody that I know / somebody that watches the show. And so back to what I was saying, the New York Jets, that's going to be a good game for us, in my opinion. Our defense, I think our defense is going to be really good. I think that our defense is going to kind of show signs of like 2019, especially with the acquisition of Myles Jack. Devin Bush, 2 years off of the ACL injury, or a year removed, full season removed. He's going to be back stronger. A lot of people are saying when it comes to the ACL that it is more a situation on the second year removed than the year coming back. And so, if he can come back to somewhat of 2019 Devin Bush, we're going to have a scary defense, guys. And I don't think that these offenses here, they scare me. I mean, honestly, the only threat there is Ja'Marr Chase in week 1. I think Ja'Marr Chase did more for Joe Burrow than Joe Burrow did for Ja'Marr Chase. And that's, I mean, it's, I don't want to say it's fact, but they didn't shore up the offensive line last year. They grabbed a surefire receiver that could catch the ball, and they made it to the Super Bowl. And I think the proof is in the pudding when you look at the other teams in the NFL. The NFL is a copycat team, or a league, I'm sorry. And so when you see a run on receivers like there were this year, that leads you to believe that the rest of the NFL probably thinking the same thing. And so back to the schedule. So that's going to be a Sunday game at 1 p.m. I've noticed that we have, not that many primetime games this year, and a lot of 1 p.m. games. In previous years, we've had a lot of night games, a lot of 4 p.m. games. And so this year it's kind of changed a little bit. It's so far, outside of the Thursday night game, it won't be until late October when we see another night game. And so after we beat the Jets, we'll be traveling to the Bills. And so that one's going to be October 9th at 1 p.m. That's going to be, in my opinion, our first real challenge. We've played the Bills very tough in the last couple of years, whether Ben was playing or Duck or whoever. It's been a very, very tough, very gritty game. Their head coach and our head coach, Mike Tomlin, they know each other. They played together at Williams and Mary, and so they have a history. They know each other very well, and it's present in the way they've matched up in previous years. And so that Bills game at in New York is going to be kind of tough. That one I feel is going to be our tough game. That's going to be a strong game. We've always played them tough, and that's going to lead into our next game, week 6 against the Buccaneers. Now, that's the game that me and my wife are going to be attending. If you guys are going to be out there, we'd love to meet you. Uh, we'll be out there. We're going to be probably leaving that Friday or Saturday and be there until Tuesday or Monday. And I've never seen Tom Brady play. So, this being probably his last year, given especially in recent news about his contract that he made with Fox is to be to speak about the games and whatnot. Uh, it kind of leads me to believe that this is going to be his last year. He's going to be retiring this year. And so, with that being said, I've never seen him play. He's considered the best quarterback, ever, whatever. I'd like to see us beat him. I like to see that happen. So that's going to be the game that I'm going to be attending. I would love, if any of you guys are going to be out there, please come up to us. We'd love to take pictures and meet you guys or say hello. And so after that, we go into week 7. There's going to be a Sunday game, and this is going to be in Miami. I'm glad that this game is going to be in October. Typically, when we played in Miami, we've struggled. Usually it's because of the heat and humidity. It kind of exhausts our team. They sometimes make us play in wearing our black uniforms. And I remember there was who was it? Was it Lawrence Timmons who was throwing up on the field or on the sideline not too many years back in Miami? And, they've upset us. And a lot of it, like I said, has to do because of that. I've gone down to Florida a handful of times, and I can tell you that in the summer months or in the spring months, it is very muggy and it's very humid. And so I'm glad that this game is in October and late October at that. And it's also a night game. It's a Sunday night game. So great. We'll get to see our defense versus Tua. I'm looking forward to that matchup. And I think that Minkah Fitzpatrick is going to be looking forward to that matchup as well. Another little revenge game. I know that, in 2019, when we traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick, he ended up, we ended up playing a game in Pittsburgh against Miami. And in that game, Minkah ticked off Fitzpatrick pickoffs twice in that game. In fact, I was there present in that game. Me and my father went to that game. It was an interesting game. The Miami Dolphins came in having not won a game. This is also the season in which Brian Flores has stated that he was told or was going to be paid to lose games. And at this point in the season, they hadn't won any. I think it was like week 7 or week 8, somewhere around there. And it started off kind of shaky. And it was a second half, kind of push that pushed us in front and let us win. It was a good game. It was fun. Me and my father enjoyed that game. So after that, we go into week 8. Week 8, we're going to be playing at 1 p.m. in Philadelphia. This is going to be a tough game. We have had a pretty crappy record when it comes to playing in Philadelphia against the Eagles. I can remember in recent history, we just not do so well. I remember there was a game several years back in which Ben Roethlisberger was sacked. I don't know how many times. He was beaten really bad. And in fact, I think that here recently on the Ramon Foster show, Ramon Foster had brought up that game and how DeCastro kind of took it personal and kind of hard because of the fact that, Fletcher Cox beat him up and down the field that game. And so, it's time for a little bit of revenge. It's time for us to go into the city of brotherly love and, show them what we can do. Now, for the first time in recent memory that I can remember, we actually get to buy somewhere that is helpful to us. We always usually get a buy within the first month or a couple of weeks. And, there's no such thing as a bad buy. We're always going to have some kind of injuries or some kind of deals that are going up that somebody can rest on. But this one being smack center in the middle of the year is really nice. I'm pretty sure that we're going to need some people to heal up. If Mitch Trubisky or Mason Rudolph win the job and don't start off well, we can see a Kenny Pickett coming in at this point of the year. And so I'm looking forward to, having a bye in the middle of the season where we can get some much needed rest, especially in a season that's extended. We're looking at 18 weeks, 17 games. It's tough. And then you're only going to get, if you go into the playoffs, only one team gets a bye week. And so with that being said, getting a bye in the middle or later on in the season, in my opinion, is going to be very helpful for the team. Once we come off the bye, then we're going to be hosting the New Orleans Saints on November 13th at 1 p.m. That game, I might be going with a close buddy of mine. He's a huge Saints fan. So me and him might be going to that game. It's going to be in November. So he's from Louisiana. So he likes the heat and whatnot. So if we do go, be prepared, Chris, for the cold, because I can tell you that it gets pretty cold out there. And so we're looking forward to that game. This is going to be the Saints' first year without Sean Payton in I don't know how many years. And so they have Jameis Winston coming back fresh off the ACL tear as well. Prior to him going down, he was about like 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, something like that. And so with that being said, it's going to be a tough matchup. They got Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, I think, is coming back. They drafted the kid out of Ohio, Olave, in the draft receiver. So they got some things going on for them. I think they're going to be a surprise team in the NFC South. I actually think they're going to win that division, and they're going to be my upset team from that division to move forward into the playoffs. After that, this is the only time in the entire schedule where we play back-to-back games, and we'll be playing at home. I'm sorry. And so we'll be staying at home for the one and only time and play the Bengals on Sunday night. And so this will be an interesting game. I'm sure at this point of the season, we're in week 11. We're going to be fighting for playoff positioning and also positioning in the North. At this point, the only team, the Browns, we haven't even played we've played the Bengals and the Browns once. We haven't played the Ravens at all yet at this point. And so we get the Bengals out first. We show up. They come to our place on a primetime game. We're going to show up. I don't know what our record is off the top of my head on primetime at home, but I can tell you that it's probably a lot better than when we're away. And so I'm looking forward to all these games. I'm super excited. And so that game right there, I'll probably be watching it here at the house with my father-in-law. Be inviting him over to watch the game. It'll be an interesting game. It'll be an interesting day. Look forward to it. The next we have the Colts, and we'll be traveling to the Colts. That'll be week 12, and that's going to be a Monday night game. So we're going to have back-to-back night games, back-to-back televised games that are going to be out there. That's going to be an interesting game. Going up against Matt Ryan, he's new there. This is late in the season, so he should be already comfortable with this team. He should be already gelling. This should be their prime, as best as they're going to get that year. And with that being said, I like the fact that he's not very mobile. I think TJ Watt's going to like the fact that he's not very mobile. I think Alex Highsmith's going to like that fact that he's not very mobile. And so our defense will have one less thing to worry about, especially in a division where we have nothing but mobile quarterbacks that we'll be playing against. Playing against a statue will be nice. Having to play or practice or plan for 10 versus planning for 11 makes things a lot easier and puts things in our favorable position. They have Jonathan Taylor at running back. We're going to have to make sure that our defensive front and our middle linebacker both our middle linebackers are on point at this point of the year. Throughout the entire year, but we can't allow this team to run all over us and control us, because if they do that, then they have the play action, and then Matt Ryan will dice us up. And so we're going to have to control the line, and we're going to have to do, make sure that we don't have a run defense like we did last year. Week 13, this is going to be a December 4th game. This is at Atlanta. This game here, we'll be going up against Mariota. This is more of a mobile quarterback. It's kind of crazy that we're playing Matt Ryan and then we're going into Matt Ryan's old home. And so we'll be going into Atlanta. This is a 1:00 game. I know that they have the receiver, Calvin Ridley, who was suspended for the year, so he won't be playing in this game. They have Pitts, who's a tight end. We're probably is going to give us a little bit of trouble, I think. We're really going to have to key in on him. He's a very tall, lengthy, athletic receiver. And if we pair him up with Bush or even Miles Jack, I don't think that's gonna spell us some trouble. He's we're definitely gonna have to get one of our safeties on him, whether it be Minko or even Terrell Edmonds or Casey, to help out. And if we can neutralize that, we've played Mariota in the past when he was with the Tennessee Titans, and it was very good games for us. We'll leave it at that. And so I'm looking forward to this game as well. I think we're gonna, at this point, we're probably 12-0. And so then we go in and we play the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. That's going to be a home game. That game again is for sale, guys. So if you guys want to go to the game, hit me up lower level in the end zone. I'll be posting up a commercial here pretty soon about it. It's going to be with the rules and regulations, the whole 9 yards, about how do you go to the free games. But when it comes to these games, I'm sorry, I got kind of caught up in the comments there. When it comes to this game here, it's going to be our first time that we play the Ravens, so we don't see them until really late in the year, which is good, in my opinion, because, well, we always play them late. It builds up the suspense, it builds up the rivalry, it makes the games worth more. And so it always seems like the Baltimore Ravens bring out the best in the Pittsburgh Steelers, and vice versa. And in fact, Mike Tomlin has been heard saying that several times. And I feel that it's very accurate. Every time we play them, it brings up the game, whether the schedules are thrown out. It's a tough, gritty game, and I love it. And we play them first at our place, not until December. And so, in my opinion, the Bengals have the toughest, I think they're tied for number 2 when it comes to the toughest schedule as far as strength of teams from last year. And so, we're going to be chopping it up. I think that between the Ravens, the Steelers, the Bengals, I don't think the Browns are going to be in it, to be honest with you. But between the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Ravens, given the strength of schedule that the Bengals have, I think it's going to be a close battle towards the end of the year to see who's going to be the AFC North champion. And to be honest with you, I think it's going to be us. But then again, I think that every year. So after we beat the Ravens at home, we then go into North Carolina and play the Panthers. That's a Sunday, December 18th, 1 o'clock game, another 1 o'clock game. This one's interesting. We're going to be playing either, what's that guy's name that used to play with the Jets? Oh, gosh, Darnold, or the new guy, Matt Corral, who anticipated or thought he was going to be a Steeler. So it's a bit of a revenge game for him. I know he didn't go until like the 3rd round or something like that. However, he was there him and Malik Willis showed up to the draft in Las Vegas, anticipating being called out in the green room, and weren't called out until the 3rd round, I believe. And so, they kind of sat in the green room a long time, got to, think about it, spew it in their mind. And from what I understand, there was a lot of interest in Matt Corral from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Steelers thought that Kenny Pickett was going to go early and that there might be a run on quarterbacks. And so that's kind of why they did their due diligence on all the quarterbacks, to be honest with you. Like, if they thought that they were going to get Kenny Pickett, they wouldn't have gone to Liberty. They wouldn't have gone to Ole Miss or any of these places to scout or watch these pro days and do their due diligence on these quarterbacks. So that's an interesting game to watch. I'm going to look forward to it. I think that Matt Corral might be the starting quarterback by that point. Sam Darnold he's had his time, and he hasn't been able to do it. He's had opportunity. He's had 2 teams, and he sees ghosts, and that's going to be who he is. He's going to be the ghost guy, just like Mark Sanchez was the butt fumble guy. And so that's who he is. I don't think he's going to make it this late into the season as a starter. And so I think by this point, whether it's due to injury or play, Matt Corral will probably be starting quarterback. Now, the next game is going to be, this one's interesting. This is going to be 1 day removed from the anniversary date of the Immaculate Reception. So 50 years ago, December 23rd is when the Immaculate Reception happened. This year, December 24th, in Heinz Field, we play the Oakland Raiders. It's a 8:15 kickoff game. It's a night game. This is going to be fun. They're going to really hype this game up. They're going to bring back the legends. This is probably a game, if you're going to attend, that don't be surprised if you see the team from the 70s show up at halftime, and kind of do their thing where they go with the legends of the past and whatnot. So it's going to be a fun game to attend, fun game to be at. It's a night game. It's Christmas Eve. We're going to get another present. And so the next game, which is my birthday, we play in Baltimore January 1st, against the Ravens. And what more of a birthday present than our 16th win of the year? And so this will be fun. This will be great. We always seem to play Baltimore very late in the season. And, those games seem to matter very much. And so we've typically played our last game of the year on the road. And it's usually, I think in the last 2 years has been Baltimore. Last 3 years has been Baltimore. That was our last game of the year. And so it's no surprise. And this not being the last game, the second to last game, it tells me that this is going to be probably, it's going to mean a lot for both teams, whether it's positioning in the AFC North or positioning in the AFC period. I know that there's a lot of hype in the AFC West because of the quarterbacks that have moved to that division or are in the division. But, well, with the arrest today of Jerry Jeudy, I don't know who Russell's going to be throwing to in Denver. They get rid of their tight end in the trade for Russell Wilson. And so I think that their stock is surely falling quickly. I think that the Las Vegas Raiders, they're okay. I don't see the hype in Carr. I don't think he's a franchise guy as much as everybody says he is. And so I'm not seeing them being the favorite. I think the Chiefs are probably going to take the division again, if not the Chargers. Chargers are good. If I think they had some defensive problems last year. If they can kind of get those things taken care of, I know that this year in round 1 they took care of their offensive guard position to get some protection for their quarterback. And so, it's going to be, in my opinion, it's probably going to be between those two teams. It's going to be between the Chargers and it's going to be between the Chiefs. And those teams are going to beat each other up. And so with that being said, we're going to have a pretty good chance with the season, as long as it is, that we're going to be contending at the end. I don't think that there's going to be a team. I might say we're going 17-0, but realistically, looking at the schedule, we're probably going to be around the 11-6, 12-5 range. That's where I'm realistically thinking we're going to be at. And if we can get to 11-6, even 10-7, we're going to be jockeying for position, just because those other teams are going to be playing each other too. And so we end up the season, and it says to be determined, just solely because of the fact that, it's probably for positioning again. It's against the Cleveland Browns, and it's at home. And so, if Deshaun Watson is going to come back and play this year, this is going to be our opportunity to probably see him play. If he does get, suspended for any amount of games, it's probably going to be more than 3. So we won't be seeing him in the first game unless they move that suspension to next year, which I wouldn't be surprised. The Cleveland Browns basically made his first year all but $1 million a signing bonus and made his $1 million his base. And so if he gets suspended this year for the entire season or for partial of the season, they only take away from that base. And so there's been rumors and speculation that the NFL might wait until next year to suspend him, solely because, well, they can't do that anymore and they can't get around that, signing bonus. I'm sure they can restructure their deal somehow, some way, but I don't think that they're going to be able to cover the entire 40 whatever $1 million that he makes on an annual basis. And so those are our 18 weeks. I think the Steelers are going to be going 17-0, like I said before. If you ask me on a week-to-week basis, I'm going to tell you the Steelers are going to win that week. If you ask me to look at the schedule as whole and realistically predict where we're going to be, I'm thinking we're going to stay around the 11-5. I think that if Mitch Trubisky comes in, I don't think he's going, unless barring injury, I don't think he's going to give it the position. Mitch Trubisky is a former Pro Bowl quarterback, and I think we have the weapons on this team that whoever starts week 1 probably won't let off that position this year unless they get injured. And so, if Kenny Pickett in practice or in training camp or in preseason can show that He's close to Mitch Trubisky. I think he's going to be our week 1 starter. If not, we're going to see Mitch, and we're going to see Mitch play for a while. I honestly think that both quarterbacks are competent. All the quarterbacks that we have on our team are competent quarterbacks that are going to keep us in games. I'm not necessarily thinking they're going to beat teams or going to put teams on their backs and be able to carry them across the finish line. But I don't think they're going to be the player that's going to lose the game either. And so, with that said, I think we're going to go probably win 10 to 12 games this year. I think we're going to win the division. We're going to reclaim our position as King of the North. And we're going to go into the postseason probably playing all 3 weeks. I don't anticipate us winning the conference. I think we have a chance just solely because of the fact that the other teams are going to have to play each other. Our schedule, strength of schedule, isn't very tough. And so with our defense, we're going to be in a lot of games that we probably shouldn't be in. And we're going to win some games that we probably shouldn't. And with that being said, that's going to lead us into the postseason. And the further we can expand this season and this team playing together, the better they're going to get together, the more they're going to gel. And so the longer we can go, it's going to be better for us. And I think this can be a successful season. I'm not sure we're going to win the Super Bowl this year, but I think that we have the pieces in place to start making a run towards that direction. We have the offensive line, in my opinion, kind of shored up. There's some question marks in the tackle position and in the left guard position. I think that Mason Cole is going to solidify the center position, and the new guy Daniels is going to be on the right guard area. I think that the left tackle will be. I think Dan Moore's going to do pretty good, and so the main question mark is going to be Chicks Okorafor, and it's going to be whether or not we're going to push Kendrick Green into left guard and compete with Dotson. And so that's going to be the real battle and the camp battle that I look forward to watching. Given the fact that me and my wife are probably only going to go to 1 game this year, we usually go to 2. We might be going to training camp. I still got to clear that up with her, but if we do, look forward to that. I'll be reporting from there. Hopefully we get to meet some of the new players and some of the existing players. This last couple weeks ago, I went to the draft party at Heinz Field, got to meet Tyson Alualu and Zach Gentry. Got their autographs on the hat right there behind me on the guitar. It was fun. It was exciting. And so I look forward to the season. I look forward to the games. Again, I'm going to be at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game on October 16th. It's going to be fun. I've never seen Tom Brady play. And so it's going to be fun to see him get his butt kicked by our defense. And I think he's going to have a cliff season where, a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of the talking heads on the sports media say that when it's time for a quarterback to come out, they kind of have a cliff where they fall off the edge and they're no good. I think that that's going to be this year for Tom. And so I look forward to it. I look forward to his steep fall off. I've been looking forward to it for a very long time, to be honest with you. And so with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. This is going to be our live show that our second live show of the week. Normally I would be doing another one tomorrow, but we're doing tonight for the schedule release. And tomorrow will be a little bit preoccupied. Me and the wife will be going to go see Lee Bryce in concert. So we're excited about that. We've been having this plan for a while. We bought tickets like 5 months ago. And so that's where we'll be at tomorrow. From here on out, we'll be looking forward to training camp and to OTAs and any news that comes out. Again, remember, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. We will be giving away 2 tickets to the New York Jets and Steelers game in Pittsburgh. And you have to we'll be giving away those tickets. Right now, the way it looks is we'll be notifying people for the next month or so, for the month of June, that we're going to be doing a giveaway. And then you'll have till June to subscribe and hit the notification button. And then we'll be announcing live the winner. Right now, it looks like we'll probably be doing that on July 4th. You're going to have to hit that bell notification because you're going to have to be on there live when we announce who the winner is. And so make sure you hit that bell. Make sure you watch our live videos and comment. We'll be back on tomorrow morning for our daily fix. And please leave your questions in the comments. Email them to me at stateofthesteelers@gmail.com. You can tweet us at State of Steelers. You can Facebook us at State of the Steelers. And we'll make sure to get your questions on the show. With that being said, guys, go Steelers.